Hi everyone, happy 2018. I hope your new year is going very well so far. I thought I would make a video about my New Year's Eve ritual. I decided to spend New Year's Eve alone this year, and I think one of the first things that I think is important to acknowledge for the new year is where you're at in terms of how your energy is, who you want to spend time with, what you feel like doing. I think I've certainly in the past felt obligated to go to a certain party or make sure I'm out. But this year I really tried to just listen to how I was actually feeling and what I really wanted to do. And that actually meant staying home and doing some witchy things. So I decided to honor that. And yeah, I thought I would just share with you what my night was and the things that I decided to do in case you ever want to incorporate any of these things into your practice. So one of the first things that I did, which I have done many times in the past, and I'm sure a lot of people do this, is to physically cleanse my space. So that meant vacuuming and sweeping, making sure the dishes were done, making the bed, just making things neat and tidy, because I think it's always nice that we do these things on a regular basis, but also to prep our homes for the new year and the new energy that we want to invite in. So cleaning is a great way to do that. Also, physically bathing. I thought more purposefully of my bathing ritual. So when I was showering, I was really thinking about washing away anything unwanted, any energy that was stagnant, and basically setting the scene for new things in my life. So yeah, just picturing the water washing away whatever you don't want, whatever you don't need, and basically after your shower, your bath, imagining that you are a fresh, clean palette, and that it's a fresh start. So yeah, physically cleaning the home as well as physically clearing the body, I think are some interesting things to do and great ways to start fresh. And after the physical cleansing of my space, I went around with some sage and I smudged basically every nook and cranny of my house. And I made sure to get into the places that I normally miss, like the corners and the furnace room, the places where I think energy may be stuck because for whatever reason. So I made sure to do a very thorough cleansing of my home. And after that was done, I really wanted to create a sense of warmth, comfort. I wanted to do some ritual and spell work, so I lit some incense. I put on some of my favorite music. I lit many candles, and I brought out some of my magical tools. And it's really nice, as I'm sure a lot of you know, to appeal to all of the senses when doing any kind of ritual. So the music, the smells, the lighting, the candles, anything that puts you in the mood to create and to concentrate and to focus and to calm you down, I think is really nice. And so that's what I tried to do New Year's Eve, was really set the scene, set the stage, to appeal to all of my senses in a way that laid the groundwork for some very strong magical work. The other thing that I think is important is not only to nurture our senses, but also to feed our body good homemade food if you can do it and if you have the time. So what I decided to do was, for my first time ever, to try and make a dish that's well known in the southern states of pig's feet, collard greens, and black-eyed peas. I was doing some research, and I know that's a huge tradition out down south, so I decided to try my hand at it, and there was something really nice about trying a new recipe, but also knowing that it's a recipe that has a lot of tradition behind it, bringing in good luck and prosperity, different things to represent money and coins and abundance. So I cooked, which was really nice because it also is like a natural incense for the home. The smell of the food and taking the time to prepare your meal, and really put thought and intention into it, is another great way to set up the new year, to think about what you want to manifest, and to put that energy into whatever you're creating. The other thing that I decided to do was, to pull some tarot cards. The deck that I really love, and I know a lot of people know about this deck already, is the Wild Unknown Tarot, by Kim Kranz, I think is how you say her last name. I really love this deck. It's very nature-based, very earthy. I love the animals. It just really appeals to me. I've been using this for a couple of years now. So I decided to pull a card from this deck, as well as a medicine card. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are familiar with this one as well, this deck as well. But yes, these medicine cards are from Jamie Sams and David Carson, illustrations by Angela Wernicke. I hope I'm saying that right. Werneke. This is another one of my favorite decks. So I wanted to make sure that I got any message from my animal guides that they wanted to send me. And the final thing that I pulled was a rune. I really love pulling runes. Mine come in a gray bag like this, and each of these Viking runes has a different symbol on them. And my particular book of runes is by Ralph H. Blum. So yeah, I picked one of each, and meditated on the message, wrote it down in my book of shadows, and I feel like I got some really good messages, and really good pieces of advice. So that was something to do for me that I felt would help me for the new year, and I can always look back on it throughout the year and touch base with the messages that I received. And that also led me to basically reflect on the year that has just passed, what worked for me, the good things that happened to me, the things that I might want to improve on, which I think is a really great way to focus on what I wanted to bring in to the new year. Basically looking back and seeing what went well, what things didn't go so well, why. So basically a time for meditation on the past year, and through that meditation I was able to gather some information about what to do for the new year in terms of my spell work, and to really focus on what I wanted to bring into my life, what has been working for me, things that maybe didn't work out so well, and try and figure out why. And yeah, so after I did my tarot card pulls and my medicine card pulls and my rune pulls, I focused on the year of 2017, really tried to break it down, and then tried to hone in on what I wanted to do for my spell. Now, if you watched my haul video, you would have noticed that I purchased a couple of bottles like this that I had intended to do some spell work with, and which, as you can see, I did. There's some herbs inside. I sealed it with some wax. So yeah, basically then I focused on my spell work and what I wanted to manifest and the ingredients that I wanted to use. I made sure to write everything down, and to write the magical properties of them all, and to put my intention into the ingredient and my breath, my essence, and spent a long time creating my spell for the upcoming year. And what is so wonderful about this past New Year's Eve was that it fell very close to a full moon, which I thought was incredible. Not only to have the energy of a New Year's Eve, because I feel like a lot of people, even if they're witchy or not, tend to think about their new year and what they want to invite into their lives. And so I think that this energy, this intention, this reflection that happens worldwide on New Year's Eve can be felt. So I thought that that energy, along with the energy of the almost full moon, was a perfect setting for some really great spell work to happen. And so I decided to use that energy and my time alone in reflection to put into my spell work, which I'm really happy about. And so what I did after my spell work was put my bottle outside to let it charge in the almost full moon light, which was lovely. And it was a clear night where I live, so I was able to harness that moon love, that moon energy into myself and into my spell work. So I think that there was an extra little kick there for the new year. Anyways, so yeah, that was basically what I did and the rituals that I practiced on New Year's Eve. I'd be curious to know what you did for New Year's Eve, so feel free to comment below if you'd like to share. Yeah, and I just hope that everyone out there is having a really wonderful 2018 so far. Thank you so much for watching and have a blessed day.